Welcome to the Business of Style podcast with me, your host, Louisa Gabriel. I'm a personal stylist and image strategist who grew a successful six-figure business, and now I'm educating and empowering other personal stylists and image professionals just like you to do the same. So please keep listening to hear the lessons I've learned and the strategies I've used along the way that are guaranteed to take your personal styling career from side hustle to six figures too. I want you to take a minute right now with me and imagine this scenario. You have been spending so much time creating this amazing social media post. You've got this wonderful graphic. It's just visually, it's perfection. You've added some wonderful music to it that you know people are going to love. You've given a really clear description of it. And you've also remembered in that description to add that all-important CTA, that all-important call to action. And you're excited about it because it's about this blog post. And, you know, this blog post is all about interview style. And you know that that's going to be helpful to some people. So you post it on social media and you're expecting people to head over to your website and be reading your blog post. And what happens instead? Nothing. Crickets. Absolutely nothing happens. How many of you are like, yep, I know this scenario oh too well. I think we all do. I think even some of the best business people, the most amazing, incredible, talented, successful stylists have all felt this. And today, I want to talk about why. Why is this happening? I mean, you've got everything in the social media post, right? You've got the wonderful graphic. You've got, all the information. You've got that important call to action, but it's still not making a difference. And it's frustrating when that happens. Well, we're going to remove the frustration a little bit and actually help you make that call to action, make it convert at a little bit higher rate. So the first thing is, if you're not aware of what a call to action is, I'm sure many of you are. I've talked about it before in different episodes, but it's basically telling somebody who reads a social media post or somebody who is on your website, it's telling them what they should do next in order to continue a process or continue building a relationship with you. It's taking it to that next level. It's like, if you meet somebody that, you like and you want to go out on a date with them, it's that exchange of number kind of thing, taking it to that next step. So call to action is very, very important and is something that should be included on any social media post that you do. It needs to be included on your website, in any marketing materials, if they're like, hard copy materials too, should all have a call to action because you want to give people who see this, you want to give them the next step to take, give them some very clear direction, because when you do that, it helps them to actually take the next step. Being as clear as possible is a good thing when it comes to business. So you always want to have this call to action there. But we want people to actually do it. And one of the reasons why they may not be following that call to action is as simple as the fact that they're not actually interested in working with a personal stylist or image consultant. They're not interested in your services. You're going to find this more when it comes to your social media posts, because we don't always go looking for specific things on social media, and the things that we see, the things that pop up on our FYP are different things. So we might be seeing posts that it's not something that is really relevant to us or really interesting to us. And that could be why a lot of people they're seeing your posts and they're not actually taking action. Now on your website, it's slightly different, because if someone has taken the time to go over to your website, then usually it's a good indicator that they are somewhat interested in finding out more about what you do, or finding out, about your services and how it can help them, and how to actually work with you. And usually it's your prices too, they want to know. So very different when it comes to social media, the reasons why, and your website. But one of the most common reasons we see that people do not follow a call to action is because they don't really know why they should. They don't have a clear understanding of how it will benefit them, what difference it's going to make to them, how it's going to impact them in a positive way. And the reason that they don't know this is because we have failed in our marketing attempts to actually communicate that along with our call to action. Now, we might be communicating the value of what we do and the value of our services and how it can impact them. We might be like communicating that elsewhere on our website, and we have lots of pages on our website, lots of content. It could be out there somewhere. But when it comes to the actual part where we are telling these potential clients, whether it be on social media or whether it be on our website, right where that call to action is, there's nothing that tells them what the benefit of doing that is. It doesn't give them a clear understanding of how beneficial going over to the website and reading that blog post is going to be to them. So a lot of times what we will do with our CTAs is we'll just put, read my latest blog post over, at www.mywebsite.com. That doesn't give them a good, solid reason. It doesn't tell them how it's going to be beneficial for them to actually go over and read that. So if, maybe your blog post is about interview style, we're telling them to go read it, but we're not saying, well, you know what, if you go over to my website and you read that post now, I guarantee you are going to find out exactly what is the best outfit that you should wear, what are the best colors to wear that are going to guarantee that you make that amazing impression at your interview, you nail that interview, and you get that new job, which is going to change your life. That's the reason that they should be going over and reading that blog post. That's the benefit to them, the value to them, if they take time out in their day to go and read it. So it needs to be specific. It needs to tie in right at that point where you're telling them what the call to action is, what their next step is. It's no good putting it somewhere else on a website or, putting it further up in the description of your post. It's no good assuming that people are going to know that, hey, well, you know what? I'm looking for a new job. Like, oh, look, there's a blog post about interview style. We can assume that people are going to know that reading this blog might be helpful, but assumptions don't get us anywhere in business, and definitely don't get us anywhere when it comes to marketing and promoting our business. So we want to help potential clients out as much as possible. The first step of it is telling them what they need to do next. That call to action. Go over to the website, read the blog post. And then the next part of it is telling them the exact reason why, how it's going to be helpful to them, how it's going to be beneficial to them. Where is the value? If you have listened to this podcast before, which I know a lot of you have, you're familiar with the V word, value, because I've talked about it in so many different episodes, because it really is so important to show people the value of what we do, right? To show them how our services are going to impact their lives in a really good way. And that's a general kind of value, a general theme that is going to be running through everything. But we also need to break down every part of the way we market our business too. So not only are we expressing the value and the benefits of our services whenever we talk about it, but we also need to be specific about the value and the benefit of doing that call to action. By letting people know the benefit, you're actually going to significantly increase the likelihood that they're going to respond, that they're actually going to take that time out and read that blog post, or they're actually going to head over to your website and book that free consultation call with you and continue the relationship that you want to build with them and take those next steps to become paying clients. Okay. Significant increase in conversion rates when you actually add in the reason why, add in the benefits. Don't just tell them to do something. If they're like me, if someone tells me to do something, first of all, I want to say no, but I want to ask why. Why should I do that? Why are you telling me that I need to do this? So like I am telling you right now in this podcast that when you include your call to action, you need to include the reason why, the benefits to your audience. And I'm going to tell you why you need to do that. And it's because it is going to increase the likelihood that they follow through and do it. So you see what I just did there? I gave you a call to action to actually go out and change your call to action and add the reasons why. And I gave you the reason why you should do that. Okay. So on that note, confusing talking around in circles there for a little bit, but hopefully I hope you get the point on that one. But whenever you put a call to action, when you want somebody to do something, give them a reason why. This is going to be the way that you increase the likelihood that they are going to go ahead and do it. And that's what we really want. So that's it. That is today's episode. I hope it was helpful, and I hope I didn't just confuse you at the end by talking around in circles. But I think you got the message. You got what I was talking about for sure. So thank you for listening once again, and I will catch you on the next episode. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Business of Style podcast, then don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll be notified when a new episode is available. And of course, if you're looking for additional training and resources to help you in your career as a personal stylist, then be sure to visit my website, styleacademyintl.com.